Molly sees it, as always. Right. Shop Layer Lips.
Okay.
And today is a very special episode because I finally have a male guest like I wanted to have, or just like, you know, I've had my friends before, but this is, introduce yourself, sir.
I'm 1/3 of Sometimes You Need Clarity podcast. You can find it on YouTube, especially on audio platforms such as Spotify and iTunes. But my name is Carlton.
It's so funny because you just jumped right in, and that's a good thing that you just automatically on your promo shit. Like, you just, it's just an automatic kind of thing for you, right? Tell us a little bit more about it. He's 1/3, so who are our other?
We got Star Quasia, and we also got Vanessa.
Okay.
I technically grew up with them. I met them when I was 13 years old.
Okay.
It's a whole backstory. I don't think we got time for the whole backstory.
Okay, all right. But that's family.
Yeah, those are the homies.
Oh, I think
those like my sis.
And what made you want to get into it with them specifically?
We was always having 3-way calls and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yo, y'all want to do a podcast? And then we ended up doing it on Instagram Live first.
Okay. And how did that work out?
Terrible.
Okay.
Because we was inconsistent.
Okay.
We wasn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We took a whole year off. All right,
it happens.
Because.
And what was that due to quarantine and stuff like that?
Nah, this was way before quarantine.
Oh, okay.
We was doing the podcast way before quarantine. I forgot what date it was, but it was just too much inconsistency. One day I woke up, I said, yo, I really want to do a podcast. So I hit them up, because those are the people I was doing the podcast with. I said, yo, if y'all really want to do it, I'm going to invest my money into it.
Okay. So now we mean business.
Exactly.
Okay.
And if I invest my money into it, we got to be for real.
Right. And that came with just buying equipment and doing all of the little things that it takes to run a podcast, because it's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. And especially it takes a lot of sacrifice. Mm-hmm. Especially shout out to Nan. Nan is our cameraman. So he sacrificed a lot as well, because he got a whole family.
Because editing is a bitch.
Yes.
Okay.
And he kind of taught me how to edit too, so I know the ones and twos on how to edit. So, but he's definitely the man behind the screen, I do the auto.
Okay. I need to learn more about exactly what's the T on the T, because you see, we're just getting started here, so I'm not as fancy as him with the cameraman and stuff like that. We're setting our own things up. We're doing our own auto.
Nah, this is fire. Okay. I never saw this before.
Oh, really? Okay,
and on top of that, I like how you be coming up with your little clips and stuff.
Okay.
That's kind of fire. I ain't gonna lie. Yo, this is fire.
I appreciate it.
And then you're a one-woman band,
right.
So it's you strong-minded like that. I've been peeped that. So it's you don't need a crew. You do what you gotta do.
You're absolutely right, and still get it done the same way, right? Thank you. I appreciate that. And that's why I always really liked you, because I feel like from a distance, you're very supportive and genuine. And like I was saying, when it comes to male and female relationships, it's just, I feel always very respectful, and it's never that line crossed. So I really appreciated it. And then for the fact that you wanted to be on it makes me happy, because his show is all up and running. They got 100,000 episodes and everything. So anybody that wants to support me, that always makes me feel good, because obviously I'm just getting started and, filling everything out. But the more I do it, the more comfortable I feel, and I like that. So I thank you for your support.
Well, since we're giving out flowers, you the one that taught me about Anchor.
Okay, understandable. Oh, speaking of Anchor, I forgot. I wanted to put it on. But you're absolutely right. Tell the people what happened.
I don't know how the conversation started, but I was trying to put it on. Matter of fact, I think you was already putting auto on podcasts.
Yes, right.
But we were just doing videos.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I hit you up and I asked you, I said, yo, how you put audio of your podcast up? Because I was trying to figure out, I was about to pay for it, this and that and the third. He was like, nah, Anchor's free, this and that. And it's crazy. My man, Nan, the one that cameraman, he told me about Anchor. But sometimes I be
in and out with the information.
In and out. Then I came back to him like, yeah, some girl, blah, 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 she do a podcast. She told me, Anchor, he said, I curse?
Yeah.
He said, nigga, I told
you
you
could curse on YouTube, right?
Yeah, but we don't say the N-word on my podcast.
All right, so good. I want all the tips and all the things so that we trying to get monetized. So that's the point.
But I mean, you could curse, but we trying to grow.
Okay, right.
As
people,
individuals,
right? Yeah.
So we try not to say the N-word.
So
we got $1, a N-word dollar bottle.
Okay.
So if you say the N word, you gotta put $1.
I like that. Okay,
So
right.
I say all the fucking curse words here.
Right, yeah. I don't mind the curse words as long as you two don't seem to mind. I'll be cursing and carrying on. They haven't blocked none of my stuff yet. So, how was your trip? You just came back from your trip.
Yeah, I went to a trip.
Okay, where did you go? Was that a sneaky link?
Nah, there's no sneaky link. I got a girl right now.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, good. So then that good. I'm glad I have questions for both sides.
Yeah. Oh, this is from one of my first trips. You could consider that a sneaky link trip.
All right now.
This is a Bahama Dollar. There you
Say
go.
no sneaky link now. You got a girlfriend, say the right stuff.
No, I said it for the Bahama trip.
Okay.
It was a sneaky link, alright?
Okay, this is cool. Who this? Thurgood?
I don't know who he is.
It's given Thurgood Marshall. I don't know who it is, but it looks pretty cool when he keeps it in his wallet. This is cool.
Nah. I don't keep it in my wallet.
Oh, you just
that was for you.
Oh,
yeah, that's a gift.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so nice.
Yeah.
That is really nice. That's a nice bowl.
It's crazy because I gave my aunt a gift and then I gave her the same gift. I think I gave her $5. And she told my girlfriend, like, I ain't like that gift. I'm like, yo, you wild and grateful.
Is that such thing? Me personally, if somebody gave me something, whether I liked it or not, I would still take it because I'm the type of person that's just appreciative of the things that people do for me in general. So it's like the fact that they even thought about me is the gift in itself.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, she was so, like, fake in my face.
Oh, she was saying, thank you, nephew. This is the best thing ever. And then next thing you know, she told your girl that it was trash.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She thought she could trust your girl. I don't know why, because at the end of the day, when we go to bed at night, why your aunt told me that that was trash and she hated it and she wished you got something else. Oh, speaking of, all right, so in relationships, let's talk relationships, right? I was wondering, and I posed this question to my friends, what is the rule on like posting your person on your actual page? We know what it's like. You put them on the story real quick, get them a little 24 hours, but is that a thing for you? Like, are you against it? Or do you not think of it much? Or are you making a conscious decision not to? What's the tea on that?
So I feel like social media is social media. That's number one.
Yes.
I don't feel like social media should ever affect your real life.
I agree.
So if I decide to post it on my page or in my story or in my close friends, that is my decision. But if you feel some type of way about it, I think you should just unfollow me. And we should just live life as we supposed to live. Because as soon as social media get involved and sometimes in relationships, it crumbles. So was the relationship really strong?
Agreed. Right, when they get mad when you posting certain things. Like, if you're a type of person that's affected by the things that I'm going to post on social media, whether it be to post you or not to post you, we don't need to have each other, because if we didn't, then you wouldn't even be bothered.
That's a fact.
It wouldn't even be a thing to talk about. Yeah. I'm the type, personally, I have an image to uphold here. I am a talk show host, and my page is for me. This is promotional business only. It's not even just for shits and giggles. Like, I'm really on my page promoting my businesses all day long, and when I want to go on vacation and post nice pictures or whatever, then I will, but that's not the primary reason anyway. So I don't think I'm really going to be like, if ever, to be doing all that.
It's crazy because I feel like I saw the growth of your page.
You think so, right? Yeah, I had
think
to learn to get to that part, right?
I think we've been friends on social media probably for like 3 years or something like that. I don't know.
Maybe even longer.
Yeah. I remember when you had a boyfriend.
Okay.
I don't know your personal business.
No, I don't have a boyfriend.
All right. I remember you had a boyfriend. You used to post them, this and that and the third. And then you used to post stuff going out. And then you see the evolution where you got the brands, you got your podcast, you doing your thing. So I see the evolution. I see you evolving as the person that you want to be.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And a lot of people don't notice that. It's like life is about evolving. If you the same person 5 years ago, what are you doing with yourself?
That's a big thing.
So you need to evolve. So congrats on that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I feel like we've seen each other evolving though, because we've seen transitions of getting new jobs and just transitioning and doing different things in life, including yourself. Like, I didn't know you before you were doing the podcast, and just to see, I'm just proud of all of us as young people, not just so focused on a job and just trying to be creative and put our money towards investing in ourselves instead of just getting up to go to work every day. Although it's tiring to do certain things for the podcast, when you put your stuff out there and people respond to what y'all put out there, it's a proud moment. You're excited to see the comments and what people have to say, because obviously as a podcaster, we like to converse. We like to talk. So today I had a really good moment, like just getting people talking about the last episode that I put out. And it's just a good thing to just see that what we're doing, the purpose that we have created, is actually going somewhere and it's working for us. So I'm proud of us for that.
One thing about doing the podcast or whatever, don't never worry about your views or the likes or the comments. It don't matter if you got 1 like or in 10 years you get 1 million views, 1 million likes. Just keep on grinding. Like, never worry about those stuff, because as soon as you let those likes and those comments and those views affect you, you're not going to do the podcast, because you got to start from somewhere. You're going to have to start from 0. It's always like that. You could post a picture that's like, you could get 300 likes and only 20 people is going to like the video that you post. Or you probably get 100 views on a video. Don't worry about that. Keep on grinding. Just keep on grinding, because at the end of the day, your friends is not going to support you like a stranger will.
Okay, right. We know
Strangers
that.
always support more than your friends. So don't even focus on that. Just keep on grinding.
I know I be making people sick, because I be having about 6 posts a day, different things all day long, but I want it all up and down your timeline. I don't care if you like it, you post it, you see it, obviously. So there's no way you could get around it. And one day you're going to be like, what is this? What she keep posting? To get on people's nerves. Like, all right, yeah. You don't have a choice but to tune in. So I definitely agree with that. That's motivation and encouragement for anybody out there that's doing anything. You feel like you're not getting the recognition. You don't need it. We don't need recognition from anybody. As long as you're doing what you love to do and you're happy about what you're doing and you feel like you're in your purpose, that's success in itself. It's not waiting for other people to congratulate you. And I wholeheartedly believe that in every way, for everything in life. I had a friend, so we're gonna keep talking dating now, because I am in a place and space of just trying to understand men better and how and why y'all do the things that y'all do. And also in a place of not being delusional to the fact that everything is not always men's fault. It's a lot of things that us as women can do better as well. And I was talking to one of my male friends, and he was just basically like, we don't ask enough questions about what men want. We just like decide what we feel like men want. So I have been making it my duty to ask more men, like, in your opinion, so I could keep gathering my data and my information on what men want. Not that I'm trying to be that, but just to get a better understanding of myself and be more mindful of my femininity, and, you know, my character, and just in general understanding men better, instead of trying to assume that y'all gonna communicate the way that we do and that y'all get our language of anything for that matter. So yeah, that's the question. What do men want?
I don't agree with homeboy what he said about females. What he said again?
Oh, let's pause right there. Somebody told me that saying females is disrespectful to women. Now, as a woman, I never knew that. Yes, this is a thing. Like, oh, girl, yeah. One of my male friends was talking to a woman, and they were having a conversation. He said females, and she went off. Now, I've heard other women say that before, but I never personally thought saying female was a bad thing. Broken down, is basically like, the problem is that women are women, period. We're human women. So that's it.
So is male
anything
males?
Could be female.
So
if nobody calls a male a male, when you reference men, you say men, you say men. You don't say the males.
I get what you mean.
That's what they said. Now this is not my opinion.
They still have female male applications?
I don't know. In the times we living in, probably not.
Alright, so women. What did he say about women again?
Right. He said that women don't ask enough questions to men about what men want. Like, we converse with each other about what we feel like men want.
I don't agree with that, because my girl don't do that. My girl asked me 800 questions. It's annoying, but she asked me 800 questions.
Okay.
So it's probably the people that he's attracting, and pretty much because there are women that do that. Like,
exactly.
Like they just do what they got to do, don't ask questions, whatever. But I could have sworn women ask a lot of questions.
I thought so too.
So,
I feel like some men are just like manipulative. That's why I talk to multiple men, because when I may repeat something that somebody else said, another man like you might be like, yeah, I don't know if I really agree with that.
And another thing, a lot of men don't like females women don't like women that's above them or making more money than them or grinding,
have strong personalities,
more income than them. Like they look at that as like a fear or they're scared of them. So
right,
it's
like a threat.
Pretty much. So I mean, I don't know. It's like you gotta change your mindset, or you gotta change the females women that you talk to. That's kind of weird.
That's gonna be tripping you out for the whole time. You don't got to listen. I never thought it to be a problem, but I'm just saying now that could be something that you can ask women that you know. Like, is saying females an issue? I mean, obviously nobody has ever said that to
I'm
me.
not gonna ask the women on my podcast. They're gonna say, "What are you talking about?"
Okay.
So it's like, like, since when that's a problem?
Right. Yeah, so that was a debate.
It depends on who you ask.
Yeah, I think so.
It depends on what parade you go to.
So what do you feel like is women's problem in this day and age?
I think they have kids with everybody. Minimize you don't have no kids.
That's a fact.
But a lot of them have kids with anybody, and that bothers me because it's like, how many baby fathers, you can say baby fathers, sir?
You could say baby.
It
sounds better to say how many men do you want to have children with, or like child's father. That sounds better, but men, you can say children.
The father of the child, I leave that word for men.
That's right.
You get what I mean? Like those
because not everybody is a man.
Exactly. So it's like
to the kid,
baby father. Like you had a kid with him, so that's the baby father of your kid because he ain't shit.
Right.
If he is someone, then that's the father of that child. Okay. That's how I look at it. That's just my input on that. But
like you don't deserve that title to be father of the child if you're not really playing that
much.
role.
And you just post a picture of the kid on National Sunday or National Daughter Day or or Father's Day. You post your kid. That's the only time you get a picture from them. But yeah, that's my only issue. Females just having kids with anybody these days. They just laying down with anybody, not really getting to know them, and that bothers me a lot.
Just how willy-nilly people are with kids in general, just starting lives in turmoil, chaos, and confusion, and the next thing you know, as soon as the baby comes, everything is over. She's struggling, taking care of the baby by herself, stressed out. It's just a sick cycle of us having to do better. Ooh, and now we're going to have to talk about what happened on Facebook. Us just having to do better with who we choose to lay down with. Like, people just have to do better just taking that more seriously because it's too casual, and that's a part of the problem. You have a baby, you lay down with somebody, you have a baby for somebody that doesn't want to have a baby probably. Y'all didn't even know each other like that. It's probably not even that serious. Or even if it is, even people that get in relationships and maybe 8 months in, next thing you know, they're pregnant. That's still not a thing to do if you ask me, because y'all need time to get to know each other, go through things, go through life, see how y'all solve problems to create a whole new life. As casual as it is, and especially when they start having multiple children's fathers, and even men too though. We were talking about women though. Exactly. We were talking about women though.
One thing I dislike when women do.
That's women's problem. What's women's problem? We always gotta make sure we throw y'all in there, right?
When the topic is on women, let's keep it on women, and then
Okay. That takes me to a Facebook post. Oh my God. Since we're talking about, laying with people and having too many kids and stuff like this, I find the weirdest, craziest stuff with the guys on my Facebook. The stuff they post is insane. Here's somebody posted. Quick question. If a man and woman engage in intercourse unprotected and the woman informs the man she is pregnant, at which point the man states he doesn't want to have a child with her and she keeps the child anyway, is he still considered a deadbeat because he doesn't provide any assistance at all, even though he stated from the beginning he didn't want to be a dad? Signed, dumbass of the day.
I think he's just a deadbeat.
Right.
That's a deadbeat. Like, I ain't trying to agree with everything that you're saying.
No,
but it's
and
just,
you don't have
like,
to. Definitely.
I just feel like, common sense is
The
common.
reason why I wanted you to be on the show and why I want to choose men that I feel like are just upstanding men. Like, I feel like you're a smart enough guy that you're not just a dumb ass guy. I know you do dumb shit probably, I'm sure.
Yeah, I did a lot of dumb shit.
Right, and you've probably learned and grew about the things that you've done. So I feel like I value your opinion because I don't think you're just agreeing with me. I really think that whatever you're saying is what you really feel, and that's exactly why I fucks with you.
Yeah.
Now you go ahead with what you say. Here, Deadbeat, ain't you?
Yeah, he's
Okay?
nah, he's a deadbeat. Like, at the end of the day, this is how I look at it. You laid down, right? You know she laid down too. Now, I feel it's the female decision to let you go raw. That's just me.
Okay.
She let you go raw, then you made that conscious decision that I'm gonna have a kid or I'm gonna get STD. That's how I look at it.
Okay.
You feel me?
Tell it.
So
Because there ain't no other way to look at it.
Exactly. So if she end up pregnant, then if she want to keep the kid, first of all, you're supposed to have that conversation before you lay
And
down.
that's what a lot of people were saying. And a lot of people, people don't do that. How often, even in your younger days, before you got in a relationship, how often were you having sex with girls and talking to them and saying, yeah, well, if we have a kid, I don't want to keep it. You was just doing what you wanted to do.
Yeah, you gotta ask if she's on birth control.
Okay, hello.
You gotta ask all that. Is she on a pill? Like, you gotta ask all those questions. Look up on the arm, see if you got the shine. You feel me? Like, you gotta ask those questions.
I know in the locations.
You gotta ask the questions. If you don't ask the questions, then there goes little Timmy right there. Like,
and then later on, you feel like you had the right to be bad when you didn't do what you needed to do. A lot of them were saying that they just don't like the fact that ultimately women make the decision. So, and that is true. But it's not like you were raped and she decided, I'm keeping your baby. You still had a choice. It's not like your choice was completely taken away. Now, once the deed is done, I do agree that women do make the decision if they want to keep it, if they don't. The question was even posed, what about the women that abort kids that the man wants to have?
It's always the female right. That's why. Is it the Wade versus what it is? The
Roe versus Wade?
Yeah, Roe versus Wade. Like, that's the reason. Like, abortion is the female right to have an abortion. So at the end of the day, it's her body. Like, even if you want to have the kid, if she don't want to have the kid, it's her body. Like, it's nothing you could do. That's why I don't agree with Texas. I don't agree with Florida. I don't agree with any of those Republican states, because at the end of the day, it's your body. Like, for instance, the vaccination. It's your body.
Man, don't get us started.
So it's like I don't get it. Like, I really don't.
The V word got us twisted. We don't even got the energy for it.
Yeah, we don't gotta talk about that.
They got us so stressed out. It's not even funny. And it is your body, and it's just like for certain rights to be taken away in the world that we're living in. That when I was in high school, they were teaching us about the Constitution and all the rights that we have. I'm not seeing them being displayed as I've been growing.
All that was cap, but
it definitely was.
Not to bring back up the vaccination. Something just clicked in my head. It's ironic how Florida and Texas, right? They want to make sure they take away your right for abortions, but they say fuck the vaccination.
So what do you feel like that's about?
That is an OD double standard. It's my body, so that female body is not hers.
Right.
Like, like that.
And
just
if not
confuses the shit
more,
out of me.
because that's a whole nother life being created as well. The vaccination is just supposed to help stop COVID.
Yeah, still get COVID.
Right.
But, I mean,
He's still getting it. He still can give it to other people.
that's neither here nor there. My fault to
Right.
bring that back up.
Yeah, nobody want to talk about the V word and the C word. Sorry, guys. So, give some of the single women some insight on, because I had a friend the other day that had posted something the other day these days, like, why are guys so inconsistent and boring? And then, guys just started going in on her saying, oh, yeah, men not inconsistent and boring with women they really want.
Females don't know how to listen and comprehend, even though they say that they listen and comprehend. Some guys don't really express themselves. Then when they do express themselves, females don't listen. And then you see these memes like, something about, I don't listen. Like, stuff like that. Like, nah, you need to listen.
Right, like
in a
it's
relationship.
cute.
Yeah, like, you need to listen in a relationship. That's the only way your relationship is going to work. if two people not listening to each other or comprehending each other, how can you work out? It's just gonna be a toxic relationship, and then you're gonna end up a baby mother. You're gonna end up a baby father. You're gonna end up being cheated on. But that's just my point of view. It's just females don't listen a lot.
And why do you think that it's hard for men to communicate? Where do you feel like that starts from? Like just growing up in childhood or whatever.
Growing up.
Where does that start?
We're taught to be tough. We're taught to, not say much. Don't snitch. Men not supposed to express feelings. Not supposed to express their thoughts. It's stuff like that that we're taught not to do. Then as you get older, first of all, I wasn't taught that, by the way. I had counseling at a young age.
That's a good thing.
So the counselor was a black dude.
Okay.
And he was able to like help me out because I was born in, I was raised in a foster home. So from like 0 to 7, and then from there I got counseling or whatever. So I've always been able to like express myself. That's why people be like, oh, you got feminine traits, this and that and third. It don't bother me.
And I'm glad.
Because I know who I am
right.
at the end of the day. It's just that I know I express myself. And a lot of people don't know how to express themselves. So they fear when I express.
And that's a great thing that you said that, because honestly, like you said, that teaching of growing up of what a man is supposed to be, a man don't cry, a man don't express himself, and then as we grow up and become full-grown adults, you feel like a man that actually does have feminine traits, when it's you that has the feminine traits, that is a fear of your emotions, a fear of saying how you actually feel. It comes out in many different insecurities, and although it might come out in a masculine way, I see through all the bullshit. I see through the hurt. I see through the pain. I see through all of it. So I want to say that I commend you, and I want to keep bringing more men that I feel like are a good example of what a man is supposed to be like, and what a man that looks like you is supposed to be like when it comes to breaking the barriers of all the things that we were programmed to. You know how many things that we were programmed as black people that's all the wrong things, and we growing up thinking that we doing the right thing and we're not? Let's talk about counseling. Let's talk about expressing ourselves. Let's talk about generational curses. Let's talk about finances and poverty, okay? So just like how Kirk was crying on Love and Hip Hop the other day, I thought that was absolutely amazing, because that's what more black men need to do. I want to know, how often do you and your friends sit around and express yourselves, or are your friends some of the people that be like, you got feminine traits because you express yourself? How often do you sit around with a group of black men and really might cry about some shit? That's what I loved it. I thought it was great. I'm dragging it with the cry.
Yeah,
Y'all not gonna cry in front of each other? Come on, let's go there.
I don't watch reality TV.
Okay. The situation was Kirk Family, they going through a lot of mess, and the kids are arguing and fighting, and it's basically breaking Kirk's heart. So they all had, Scrappy had posted something about men's mental health on Instagram, and they all had Jock made them come together. Jock going through bullshit with his son, so he made everybody just come together so they could just have a men's health day. They all played basketball, and they sat around talking. Kirk ended up breaking down about what was going on, and
it was real?
It was real. Sure? Oh my God, I wish I could pull it up. Matter of fact, it's on my thing. You want to see it?
Nah,
all right.
not really.
Not really. I don't want to see that man cry like that. But yeah, basically, it was really real. It was real.
I don't believe I ever cried with my friends with a conversation.
Okay.
But you do have those select few friends that you do have like conversations with. You converse, you tell your personal life to, and that person will tell their personal life to. So like, I got a couple of friends.
That
like,
you could go deep with.
Yeah, but honestly, we're talking males or women.
Yeah, I'm talking about men sitting around with, because women do it all the time.
I only really have like, I'll say like one male friend. Shout out to Stoley. He's from my block.
Hey, Stoley.
So I believe him because he's really into his feelings and stuff. So I'll have like conversations with him about stuff. And it's crazy because it will be friends talking about, oh, you sensitive, this and that and the third. Then you see them on Instagram and Facebook being sensitive.
Okay.
It'd be wild confusing.
And that's their only outlet because they don't know how.
I'm majority talk to females, to be honest with you. Like, it's more it's more easier to talk to females about your issues, about your problems, because you're not being judged. I got a male best friend. I don't go to him sometimes about stuff because I don't believe he's in tune with his feelings sometimes.
So
you know what I mean?
Help you, right?
So it's like, even though he's still my best friend, regardless, it's just he's not my go-to. Like, I'll tell him about my issues. Like, I don't want to hear this.
Right.
I bet.
Right, and you don't need that when you need comfort.
Exactly. So it's like, I would say Stolly. My homeboy Stolly.
Well, at least you have at least one person. So that's a start. That's a start to still have one male person in your life that you can have those deep conversations with and feel emotional with and go deeper about the things that's going on in life.
Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
How you feel about males having female friends?
Honestly, I've never been opposed to it because that has been my life 9 times out of 10. Like, growing up, it was just me and my best friend, God rest her soul, and all guys. Because I get along better with them. I feel like they're more easy to talk to. I feel like it's easier for me to get guys to open up. With women, it's more so, and not worry, but just the whole in the back of your head, is it really a good vibe? And I feel like as I've been growing older, I've been drawn closer to women that do want other female relationships, and it all works together because we empower each other. But growing up, 9 times out of 10, my best friend is a man. So most of the closest guys that I'm the closest to and get the deepest with are men. So I feel like I wouldn't be that girl that's in a relationship mad that the guy has female friends. I would want to be a part of that relationship to understand the level, but I don't think that it's a problem because I've done it myself and I know that it could be non-sexual. My best friend and I are completely non-sexual. We've been friends since we were 17 and it's never been anything. So I know I'm living proof that it can happen.
Yeah, I used to have a female best friend. We never had sex. It's OD crazy.
Right.
We slept in the same bed and all that.
Okay.
And never had sex.
And it's not impossible. It's like brother and sister, honestly. And it's just the people that's so damn freaky that can't see past. It's when you can't go deep. When you can't go deep, you can't see past a person beyond sex. You only see sex. You don't see them as a person with thoughts and real feelings and emotions, somebody that you can relate to and connect to in different ways. So I think that's a part of the problem, and I think that's a real issue in like the dating world in general.
When I was in my whole phase, that's all I saw too, just sex. Like, I ain't want to get to know you.
Okay.
Nothing.
Okay, let's go there. And so is that why some men are inconsistent? It's like, if they not getting to what they want, right, when they want it, then it's like, it's no need. I might still try to text her here and there to see what's going on, but not really.
We spoke about this on my podcast where we figured out why I'm inconsistent. Okay. And I didn't even know why I was inconsistent until that podcast.
Oh, great. So
it was due to the fact that when I was 13, I had sex with a 24-year-old. I think she was 24, 23, one of those two. So,
this is great.
After I had sex with her, I never saw her before.
Again, after that.
After that. So, it was just a one-time thing.
Can we just stop at 13?
Yeah.
You had sex with a 24-year-old.
Yeah.
Correct. You did not have sex with a 24-year-old. That was rape.
I agree with you.
And who initiated that? The 24-year-old?
I think I did.
And at 24, as a grown-ass woman, what the hell would I be sitting here doing with? I can remember being 24. I'm only 27 right now. At 24, what would I be doing with a 13-year-old little boy in my house right now? And wanting to do what with him?
I'll never forget the condom. It was a cherry latex condom.
Wow.
I'll never forget the
But
condom.
let me tell you, this is really serious. And I'm glad that we're talking about this because I want to shine a light on. I made a episode, my last episode, about the sexual misconduct of men.
Yeah.
But we can have a conversation about the sexual misconduct of women because that's a part of men's trauma that I feel like is overlooked.
Get talked about.
And it doesn't get talked about. And you know how many men can say, oh yeah, at 12 I was fucking this type of girl and this type of girl. Or even Boozy setting his son up. Like, that stuff is traumatizing.
It's a cycle.
Because it happened to him too,
it
probably,
had to
right?
happen to him.
And it's just sad that it doesn't get talked about. And I want to know this. Okay. So, yeah, like I was saying, I think that is definitely a conversation that we need to start having about the sexual misconduct of women. because that is what is the problem is in a lot of men. All the things that we are not getting and the things that they're lacking that they don't even want to talk about is hurt and pain. And then it's causing and inflicting hurt and pain on others. But when men want to get brave enough to talk about it, let's talk about it. And I feel like more men like you can make other men comfortable to talk about that real shit, because you're not the only one. I'm sure it's going to be a lot of men watching that's like, word. So, let's see. And I feel like one of my questions was, what causes emotional instability in men? And I feel like something like that would be one of the factors. You know what I'm saying? And we don't even think about that. We're not even thinking about that as women. The selfish.
A lot of people don't see trauma. Like, a lot of people
don't identify it.
Yeah. A lot of people just learning about the word too. Like, I just learned about the word a couple, like 3 years ago. So it's like, a lot of people don't know what a trauma is. People don't know they dealt with trauma. They just know about PTSD because they hear it in raps. But trauma is something that we really deal with
as more common than we
black people. Like, black people deal with trauma. You getting stopped by the cops is trauma. Look, something that you think is not trauma is trauma. So
we gotta just start identifying so that we can change, because the only way to do better and change in life is to just be more aware. That's why I love to talk and communicate, educate myself, talk to other people, and get to the bottom of what our problem is. This is why I like to have these type of conversations, because it's so many different things that we don't even think about that need to be discussed, that are important. Head back over to Facebook with the guys talking their crazy stuff. What do we feel like this post is about? Now, I know you was interested, and I quote, I know you was interested in me, but I wasn't in a space where I could give you what you wanted. So instead, okay, so this was another great episode of Holly Sees It. I want to thank my guest, Carlton, of Sometimes You Need Clarity. Check him out on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow him on Instagram. What's your Instagram?
C_O_B.
Period. And this has been Holly Sees It. Thank you guys for watching and listening and talking with us. And yeah, we'll be back for more at some point. Bye.